So you're very welcome back to the foodie finale of the 6 o'clock show, where Aoife Noonan is about to take on a gastronomical journey. Well, she's taken us on one at least.
No pressure at all. So can you remind us what we're having, Aoife?
Okay, so tonight I'm making a Margarita Lime Cheesecake. Not the pizza, the cocktail.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm taking the flavours of a classic margarita cocktail and I'm throwing it in a cheesecake.
Okay.
And I'm serving that with delicious roasted strawberries.
Okay.
Really nice combination.
I'm looking forward to this. Where'd you get started?
Okay, so the first thing is the cheesecake base, as all cheesecakes probably, well, usually start with. And I've already got this done, of course.
Okay.
This is bashed up digestive biscuits with a bit of melted butter, pressed into the tin, and I've frozen that for about 10 minutes. I'm just using a loose bottom tin, or you can use a springform tin. It's easier to get it out after. And this is a baked cheesecake, so I'm going to just place a little bit of tin foil around the base of the tin just to seal it, so there's no kind of seeping cheesecake falling through.
I like it.
Yeah.
Nice little hack.
It's not very glam, but look, it does the job.
Yeah.
And that's to the side for a second, and then it's the filling. So you can use whatever biscuits you want.
Yeah.
You know, digestive is the classic for a cheesecake. You could use any kind of plain biscuits. I like using ginger nuts as well, actually. They go really well with the lime.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't use, like, you know, chocolate or anything. It doesn't really go, well, you know, you want to kind of keep the flavour, the light kind of flavour of the lime.
Yeah, you don't want to take away from it. You want it all
so I would
complement
keep
it.
kind of nice plain digestives. They do the job.
Okay.
So onto the filling, cream cheese, you know, cheesecake, cream cheese.
Do it.
I'm using full fat. I don't bother with the low fat stuff.
It's a dessert. Go for it.
Use what, but if you want to use low fat, use it. That's fine. But we're putting sugar in it anyway. So I mean, if you're going to enjoy it, enjoy it. I use full fat. It's just richer and it gives a nicer texture. So that's at room temperature, and I've just kind of whisked it a little bit, just so it's easier to work with. And in goes my sugar. I'm just using regular caster sugar. I'm doing this all by hand.
Yeah.
It's very straightforward, easy to do. And the caster sugar just kind of balances the sharpness of the lime. So I have eggs going in as well, just one by one. And
So take your time
whisk it
and put
in.
them Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is very straightforward. You can do this, you know, you can do this in a food processor if you want. You can do it with an electric beater, stand mixer. It's very straightforward and easy to kind of put together.
Yeah, how many
Popped in the two there.
3 eggs, is it?
3 eggs in there. Yeah, and we're baking this. So the next part is the alcohol part. And
Is this where we tell her that we went to work on the tequila and there's just water in that bottle?
There's
now?
nothing left.
There's nothing left there. We just
Started
topped
the
it up with
holidays.
water.
You're doing very well, I have to say. Fair play to you. Well done.
so we've got the classic ingredients that are in a margarita. We've got tequila. I'm using silver tequila. Cointreau as well, or triple sec, which is an orange liqueur, and lime as well. So I've got lime zest and lime juice.
Where did you come up with putting these together?
Well, I was like, a margarita cocktail, delightful.
Delicious.
It's cake, it's a dessert. I actually, to be honest with you, I like doing kind of cocktail flavored stuff, or, you know, just kind of putting nice flavors that I enjoy into desserts, and it works. So
You just like
I've tested this many times.
You really like
this one works.
It's a favourite with the friends. Yeah.
But look, you can, of course, if you know, have no drinking friends or family or whatever, you can leave out the alcohol.
Of course.
You know, and you know, we can always substitute. What I would do is just substitute the quantity of alcohol with the same of maybe lime juice, a mix of lime juice and orange juice. So you're still getting that kind of sharpness of the lime with a little bit of that kind of orange kick as well.
And how much are you what are the quantities that you're putting in? That,
So
like you put in 4 things there. What's gone in?
So that was the tequila is about 75 mils, so shot. The Cointreau orange liqueur is about half that, 45. And then I've got the juice and lime, juice and zest of 3 limes as well.
3 limes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can obviously just use the orange juice and a bit more lime juice if you want to leave out the alcohol.
Want to leave it out.
And that's it. It's literally all in the bowl, straight in the tin, and that goes in the oven for about...
Texture's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's lovely. I really love baked cheesecake as well. I just love the creamy kind of texture. And, you know, it's just a really nice one to kind of have done, baked ahead as well. It's a good one.
Yeah.
So I bake this at about 170 if I'm using a conventional oven, or I have a fan oven at home, so I bake it at 150 for about 35 minutes to 40 minutes.
Is that all?
So, yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't take too long. And what I want to look for when it comes out is I want it to be set around the outside but have a lovely little kind of wobble still in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because once you take it out, it's going to keep cooking a little bit. So once it cools down, it will have the perfect texture.
And are you checking it a lot as it's cooking along? Are you happy to leave it alone?
I'm happy to leave it alone for the half hour.
Yeah.
And then I'll give it a little shake and see if it's got that little wobble. Just
Yeah.
a little wobble. That's all.
The little one. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's still baking then afterwards.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then I'm going to serve this with some roasted strawberries. I love roasting strawberries.
Go on.
Nobody does
I
this.
don't think I've ever.
I don't think I've ever
had
seen
roasted
a roasted
strawberries. Has anyone had roasted strawberries in this room?
No.
It's just something
No.
different. It's just something different to do with the strawberries. And what it does is it kind of softens them a little bit, but it also concentrates that strawberry flavour.
Yeah.
And you get some juices kind of coming out of it. And now we don't want them mushy. We just want them slightly softened.
Okay.
And the juices that come out, they kind of turn into a lovely like syrup. And once they're served on the cheesecake, it's just a really nice combination.
What have you got? You've got loads of lime over it.
Yeah, I'm just putting a bit more lime in there because I love strawberries and lime together, and a bit of sugar as well. And that just will cook away for about 10 minutes at the same temperature, 10 to 15 minutes at 150.
Yes, so
and
you're kind of
that's it.
lashing them in at the end.
I lash them in at the end, but obviously these things take time to cook. I have them already done for you.
I know, we know.
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
you know how it works now.
But that's what you're doing. So that was with your fan oven. It was going in at the exact same temperature, which is 150,
Yeah.
170 in another oven.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can, of course, do all of this in advance. It's great to do the cheesecake in advance, and it freezes really well as well.
Look at her being all chefy, cleaning up as she goes.
Yeah.
I
Fair
love
play, fair
cleaning
play.
as I go.
She's thinking ahead.
So we have one obviously made earlier. Look,
right.
I cooked this and I let it cool for about an hour in the tin, and then I let it cool in the fridge for about half an hour, 3 hours or overnight. It does take time.
Yeah.
But look, it's
got about a
lovely and
minute
set
left.
then. And then the strawberries are also lovely and cold. And I'm just going to spoon them on top like that. And there's a lovely bit of syrup as well on this, which is delicious. Now, with the alcohol, it's not going to blow your head off.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid. I did test this. The first time I tested this, it was very strong. Like it was. But the alcohol, it bakes off a little bit.
Yeah.
It does.
It
I mean,
does.
you're not going to be like, oh my God, this is so strong. A little bit of tequila, a little bit of Cointreau, and it's
Look how
actually a really
amazing
nice.
That
Well,
looks.
it's one shot of tequila.
Please give it up.
In a
Eva's
lot of
first
cake.
time in the kitchen.
That's fantastic.